How did it feel just to be back out there and get to play again?
It felt great to be back out there with my teammates and, to be able to play in front of our fans.
And just, in previous comebacks for you, we've talked about how, needing a few games to kind of get your rhythm, get your feet under you. Did it kind of feel like in this one you were able to have that explosion, have that force that you're used to playing with?
Absolutely. I definitely feel like my legs are already under me. Now it's just in-game rhythm, but don't got time to take 3 to 5 games for that. I'm just going to figure it out as quick as possible.
And for you, you talked about this early in the season, but what's the key for you just staying on the court, making sure you can, address some of the things that kept you off the court in the past and making sure you can kind of build on this?
Just keep learning more and more about my body, how my body reacts to certain things, working with the team, and, just talking it through.
Certainly, you don't want to come back and have a loss, especially when the team had won a couple of games. But what do you feel like for yourself this first game back? What did you learn about yourself and your teammates can be on the floor with them and to be in a competitive situation again after so many weeks away?
It was definitely good to be back out there, and it was just good to see my teammates, competing. The Timberwolves started off hot, but nobody was really bothered by it. Everybody was like, "Nah, we good. Just stick to what we do." And as far as us losing the game, it's just X's and O's throughout the game that we just got to be better at. No excuse for it. Just got to be better at it.
There's been so many conversations while you were out about you, about the status of the team, about all these things.
What were they saying about me?
About whether or not you were up for trades, whether or not, how you were attacking rehab, all those things.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about
Like what they were saying? What were they saying? Like what they were saying about me?
If you're talking about trade speculation, I would say I think
It's whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, we can. Okay, I would say it was premature. I said we hadn't seen what you could do this year with this group. That's what I think we're all at the point, considering where the record is now. That's the main thing the rest of the way is to see how you're doing and what your future is in New Orleans.
I respect that honesty. My fault. I cut you off. Keep going.
Hey, you asked.
Nah, I respect the honesty. At the end of the day, you control the things you can control and accept the things you can't. As a professional, only thing I can do is come in to work every day, work hard, and have fun. At the end of the day, get to play basketball for a living. I love hooping. So, me and Dejounte talk about it a lot, not taking this for granted. So, just have fun and work hard.
Dejounte said you did attack the rehab, and that's something that a lot of guys said that you had attacked rehab. Do you feel like in this year, and you've been through rehab so many times in your short career at this point, do you feel like you approached it differently this time? Do you feel like you're in a different place? Because we talked about this before the season. You're not, as the same thing. Did you feel like now you could focus on things better, that you were more mature in how you approach basketball? Did you see that for yourself during this time away? And did you notice for yourself, hey, I'm different. I'm not the rookie I was. I'm a professional basketball player now.
Just part of growing up. Like I said, just being a professional. And as far as this rehab, me and the Pels, we worked really hard during this rehab. The focus I had during this rehab was a bit more extreme. That's why, like I said, my legs are already under me. I feel like I didn't even miss a beat, but gained a beat. And now it's just I don't have to worry about trying to find the rhythm. Like I said, over the course of 3 to 5 games, just kind of there and figure out those X's and O's and just learn from it and hopefully win some games off it.
Do you think that, the rehab was more extreme and you feel like your legs are more under you now? Do you think the fact that you've attacked it in the past and you're kind of more conditioned to attacking rehab has kind of helped you be able to attack it as quote-unquote extreme, as you said?
The past rehabs, even though I had a re-aggravation in one of them, they were good, but this one was we just found different ways to work and not just kind of be stagnant. Even before I was running, the conditioning that the team had me doing was it was a lot, but it was always good work. And week by week, I could just feel the progression. So when I say extreme, like we put a lot of work in.
Hey, Zion, Dejounte talked about the joy that you played with tonight. Can you kind of talk me through the emotions of what was going on after the dunk? I mean, just kind of what your emotions were like after the dunk.
Have fun. Like I said, previous question, me and Dejounte talk a lot about it. And, before the game, me and him had a talk. He said, man, just go out there, have fun. And, we're going to help you find your rhythm, but have fun and compete. So, in those moments, when the moment presented itself, celebrate, just have fun, just be grateful for, what's going on.
And I got it's a non-basketball question, but I know you made the donation last week to the tragedy on Bourbon Street. Just kind of, why was that important for you?
Not going to go too much into detail about it, but I will say, if you can, anybody that's watching this, if y'all can help, if y'all can help in any way, whether it's y'all time, $1, anything, if you can help in any way, help. And I'm going to leave it at, as far as the families and people who suffered losses from it, I send my condolences, and the city's with y'all.
Do you think that you and Dejounte, being your first game, obviously together on the floor, where do you think kind of your chemistry is at? Do you guys think that you're ahead of schedule from a chemistry aspect? Because from the eye test, it looked that way.
Sorry. Our chemistry is there. Now it's just those X's and O's. I think sometimes me and him get too excited, and I feel like we just execute the X's and O's. We'll be all right.
The first dunk where you did the 360, in the context, coming off rehab and not having played for a long time, maybe it was easy for you, but it seems like a difficult, decision to go, to go to the hoop quite that way, coming off a hamstring pull. How did you feel going into that dunk and after it?
Like I said, I attacked this rehab very aggressively. It was intense workouts. So once I got out on the court, that dunk was another day in office.
And do you have a sense yet as to whether you're ready to play on consecutive nights yet with the game tomorrow?
I got to talk to the team about that and go from there.
Was there a sense of validation that you put the work in and now you're back in midseason on a previous soft tissue injuries for you, kind of taking you out for the rest of the season? You haven't been able to come back. Was there a sense of I'm back?
Control the things I can control and accept the things I can't. As far as the validation, all I can do is come in every day, put the work in, and, just be there for my teammates.
And prior to you going out for an extended period of time, seemed like some stuff going on both legs, and did the time off allow you to kind of address any lingering issues going on?
What was going on with my other leg? Can't remember.
There was a right quad and then my left hamstring, I think.
It was something, I want to say, in the hamstring on the other opposite leg, but that one was a quick 2 to 3 day of rehab, and that was gone. Damn, forgot about that. But so that wasn't something I even had to worry about. But like I said, I attacked the rehab aggressively, intense, being there for my teammates, and I just got to have fun, bring joy back to the game.
And you talked earlier in the year about, different body type dealing with that hamstring injury, over multiple years, how you got to attack it differently. Were there ways you kind of addressed it in new ways or different ways during this process? And, during the game, we noticed that you were on the side stretching when you were on the bench. Is that kind of a part of the process, doing things differently now to address that particular issue?
I'll let y'all imagination run with that one. I'll leave that one up to y'all. All I can say is I attacked rehab aggressively, and it was intense.
Z, what was it like playing with Dejounte finally? Specifically, speak to that third quarter where you guys took turns stealing the ball, having fun out in transition.
I spoke briefly on it last year. You know, when you talking about Jose, Dyson, Najee, like when you see somebody picking up full court like that and applying ball pressure, as a competitor, I don't see what else he can do other than make you want to compete even harder on the defensive end. So, you know, me and him talk about it a lot. He got a lot of wisdom, especially on defense. So I try to nitpick his mind on it. And, you know, he's been a good leader for this team. You know, even when I was rehabbing, he was somebody that was always checking in, not even about basketball, just about life. So I got to commend him on that.
Can you share any of the advice? Because you keep mentioning how much you've talked with him.
What are you doing?
Quite a bit.
How long has it been? I'm sorry. Hey, you ask your question. Go ahead. Yeah, I cut you off. No, I apologize.
Yeah, I was just asking, but you mentioned quite a bit tonight that you've talked with Dejounte a lot. Can you share some of that insight, some of that advice he's given to you, and maybe specifically, were you guys preparing just for even this game? Did you guys talk ahead about what you were trying to do tonight, what you want to see from each other?
We talked briefly about it. I would kind of keep him in a loop about like where I was eyeing, where the team was eyeing for my comeback. But like I said, that's a solid dude, man. Like I said, a lot of the conversations we had, about 10% of it was about basketball. 90% of it was life. He'd always check in. That's why I said I got to commend him on that. Like, that's a solid dude.
I just want to ask you about the mental preparation. Like, as we talked about, typically when you've gone injured, it's been at the end of a season or took you out for an extended period of time. But now you get to come back, and there's still a lot of games left on the schedule. What did you watch and learn about the mental side of the game? And then just defensively, you had the steals, but just the activity, your block shots, you're attacking in a lot of different ways, your movement on defense. Was that something also that while you were off, you said, I want to be more impactful on that end of the floor as well?
Absolutely. That was the goal even before the injury. But, you know, when you're on the sideline, you got a lot of time to kind of just sit there and watch the game. Not just our games, but other teams' games in the league. And, you know, you kind of take things from different players and try to add it to your game. Like watching Herb's movement on defense, whether he's on the ball or off the ball. Same for Jose, and even Yves. Like, I feel like I can take a lot from a lot of players and just kind of add it to my game. No problem. You guys have a great night.